be a lot of people outside today because there's a big Canucks game happening. If we win, I guess we move on in terms of the playoffs. And what did I read today? How about this one? You know, the war between Ukraine and Russia is still going on. And according to this, I guess they want more drone pilots. And because of that, they're changing things like, I guess, the age requirements. This one says Ukraine's military drone pilots prepare for new mobilization law. For Mammoth, a military drone pilot on the Ukrainian front, a new mobilization law aiming to increase troop numbers that comes into force on Saturday cannot come soon enough. It should have been done earlier, said the 24-year-old former lawyer who volunteered after Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022. Ukrainian forces have often found themselves outgunned and outmanned against an adversary that currently holds the initiative along several parts of the sprawling front line. The new law coming into force on Saturday lowers the minimum age of mobilization from 27 to 25 in an effort to boost recruit numbers. The decision has proved highly controversial, with some critics saying that young men without any military skills and who represent the future of the country are being sacrificed. That's kind of an interesting thought, actually. I never actually thought about that when it comes to recruiting people for, let's just say, the military and so forth. Is the age restriction, like they mentioned, more to do with the fact that they want to protect the youth and the next generation who will carry on and make things grow within their country? Or is it more due to things like the lack of experience and all that? It says Mammoth, who serves in the current unit, said he too did not have the skills when he went to war age 22. But within his unit, he said you can ask and learn, watch and repeat. Nobody will leave you on your own. And according to this person was expressing how, I guess, it's demoralizing how the war has been going on for all these years. And he says he admitted the law was unpopular, but said there was a bad option, mobilization, and a really bad option, not mobilizing and losing everything we still have. Worse and worse. And some people feel it could go down even more. It says here, Coyote, another drone pilot aged 22, said he thought the minimum age could have been lowered a bit more. He maneuvered his drone through the goggles over his eyes in a training ground in the Donetsk region. It is better to train, acquire new skills, and don't fight. Now, since the situation is getting worse and worse, Clocks, a 24-year-old infantryman in the 63rd Brigade, said older soldiers can't take the same physical loads as a 24 to 25-year-olds. He has been under contract since he was 19 and commands a dozen soldiers stationed in the trenches just 100 meters from the Russian lines. And what this makes me think of too is what I mentioned before. In a lot of places like here, people fearmonger the tech. They make it so restrictive. And what happens in the future when you need people with these skills? You stopped everyone from actually using it, from practicing and all that, but all of a sudden, for example, when it comes to saving your life and all that, then you'll say, okay, well, maybe this is a little overboard because we need your help now. I mean, to me, that's kind of crazy to think about. And either way, for all those people, let's just say that fear-mongered you and so forth, you'll still probably help them, correct? When you have to save their life. I guess that's the way it is, huh? But why can't people just use common sense and so forth, I suppose, when it comes to tech, for example, like this, and just learning it. But overall, in this situation, the best case scenario would be they just stop fighting, correct? Because at the end of this anyways, it doesn't matter how many people you recruit, you're just gonna keep killing people over and over again, I guess, on both sides until they find a way to end it. And then this was crazy. I saw this video online and I was thinking, what am I watching? Is this real? Apparently in Taiwan, there was a dispute in Parliament over some kind of bill. The person looks like they literally charged and stole, I guess, the paper, like the documents, and tried to run out with it. Wow, this is crazy when you look at this video. So I was trying to understand what exactly was the big deal with this. Like this article says, Taiwan lawmakers exchange blows in bitter dispute over parliament reforms. Taiwanese lawmakers shoved, tackled, and hit each other in Parliament on Friday in a bitter dispute about reforms to the chamber, just days before President-elect Lai Ching-te takes office without a legislative majority. Even before votes started to be cast, some lawmakers screamed at and shoved each other outside the legislative chamber before the action moved onto the floor of Parliament itself. In chaotic scenes, lawmakers surged around the speaker's seat, some leaping over tables and pulling colleagues to the floor. Though calm soon returned, there were more scuffles in the afternoon. Lai, who is to be inaugurated on Monday, won January's election, but his Democratic Progressive Party lost its majority in Parliament. The main opposition party, The Kuomintang has more seats than the DPP, but not enough to form a majority on its own, so has been working with small Taiwan People's Party to promote their mutual ideas. The opposition wants to give Parliament greater scrutiny powers over the government, including a controversial proposal to criminalize officials who are deemed to make false statements in Parliament. The DPP says the KMT and TPP are improperly trying to force through the proposals without the customary consultation process in what the DPP calls an unconstitutional abuse of power. So if that's true, then that is kind of crazy, where there's, I guess, groups of people and parties just trying to rush out the laws and so forth. At the same time, that reaction and so forth, I don't know how that would be a good idea overall. Okay, that was unexpected. I thought that was a Canucks crowd at first, but nope, it's a protest. I had an extra battery too, but I noticed this one's bulging, so this one's toast. It's too dangerous to use this one. I'll post, I guess, how many charges this one I actually got out of it. Alright, see you guys later.